Good day, I am Mr. John E. Bayabos. As part of this instructional video, come on and join me in discovering the beauty of math about factoring polynomials. If a polynomial is the product of the other polynomials, then each of the latter polynomials is called a factor of the original one. For illustration, since 3x squared minus 6x equals to 3x times x minus 2, we say that 3x and x minus 2 are the factors of 3x squared minus 6x. In other words, factoring is the process of finding the factors of a given polynomial. In a sense, factoring is unmultiplying. It is important when working with the fractions and solving equations. Suppose that in the preceding illustration, we write 3x squared minus 6x equals to 3 times x squared minus 2x. This is a correct factorization, but it is not considered the completely factored form because x can still be factored out in x squared minus 2x. In general, the instruction to factor calls for arriving at the completely factored form. Factoring a common monomial factor. If each term of a polynomial contains a common monomial factor, then the polynomial can be expressed as the product of this monomial factor, and the quotient is obtained by dividing the original polynomial by the common factor. This procedure is justified by the distributive action. For illustration, to factor 6a cubed plus 8a squared, first note that 2a squared is common to each term. Hence, 6a cubed plus 8a squared is equal to 2a squared times 3a plus 4. Note that 3a plus 4 is obtained by dividing the given polynomial by 2a squared. Difference of two squares. This formula states the difference of the squares of the two terms is equal to the product of the sum and the difference of two terms. For illustration, the binomial a squared minus 25 is the difference of the two squares a squared and 5 squared. Hence, a squared minus 25 is equal to a plus 5 times a minus 5. Factoring perfect square trinomials. When factoring a trinomial, these formulas apply provided the two of the terms are perfect squares and that the remaining term or the middle term is plus or minus twice the product of the positive square roots of the perfect square terms. We call these trinomials perfect square trinomials. For illustration, the trinomial 9x squared plus 24x plus 16 has two perfect square terms, namely 9x squared and 16. Furthermore, the middle term is 24x, which is twice the product of the square roots of the perfect square terms. That is, 24x is equal to 2 times 3x times 4. Thus, 9x squared plus 24x plus 16 is equal to 3x plus 4 squared. For another illustration, in the trinomial 4x squared minus 12x plus 9, the first and the third terms are perfect squares. Since the middle term is negative 12x, we considered 9 as negative 3 squared and 4 as 2 squared, and negative 12x is equal to 2 times 2x times negative 3. Hence, we have 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 is equal to 2x minus 3 squared. Factoring by grouping. Sometimes the terms in a polynomial can be grouped in such a way that each group has a common factor. For illustration, to factor the polynomial xy plus x plus 3y plus 3, we group the first two terms and then the last two terms so that we have xy plus x plus 3y plus 3. From the first group, we factor the common monomial factor x, while in the second group, we factor the common factor 3. We have x times y plus 1 plus 3 times y plus 1. Now, note that there is a common binomial factor, y plus 1, in each term, and by the distributive property, we have y plus 1 times x plus 3. I will give you some examples on how to factor polynomials. Example number 1. Factor the polynomial x cubed minus 5x squared minus 4x. To solve this equation, x cubed minus 5x squared minus 4x is equals to x times x squared minus 5x minus 4. Example number 2. Factor 3x plus y squared minus 16z squared. To solve this equation, 3x plus y squared minus 16z squared is equals to 3x plus y squared minus 4z squared. And the final answer is 3x plus y plus 4z times 3x plus y minus 4z. Example number 3. Factor the polynomial 9a squared minus 12ab plus 4b squared. To solve this equation, 9a squared minus 12ab plus 4b squared is equals to 3a squared minus 2 times 3a times 2b plus 2b squared is equals to 3a minus 2b squared. Example number 4. Factor the polynomial 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. To solve this equation, 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 is equals to 3x cubed minus 3x plus 2x squared minus 2 is equals to 3x times x squared minus 1 plus 2 times x squared minus 1 is equals to x squared minus 1 times 3x plus 2 is equals to x plus 1 times x minus 1 times 3x plus 2. Thank you for watching.